Hey guys, tonight we're diving into something beautifully serene, the use of scented oils in Thai temples and how they helped guide people into a restful, dreamy sleep. Imagine yourself walking through the peaceful, quiet halls of a Thai temple, the air filled with the calming scent of jasmine and sandalwood. The soft murmur of monks chanting in the background, the flickering candlelight casting gentle shadows, and the soothing aroma enveloping you, inviting you to rest. This wasn't just for ambience. In these temples, the careful use of aromatic oils was a spiritual practice, believed to aid both the body and the mind in preparing for a peaceful night's rest. The monks used these oils as part of their ancient rituals to foster relaxation, calm the spirit, and guide them to a restful sleep filled with meaningful dreams. You probably won't survive this without realizing how deeply scent can affect sleep. Imagine trying to fall asleep with a mind full of worries and distractions. Now, picture instead, being surrounded by a calm atmosphere where your mind is free from chaos, every breath is gentle, and the scent alone soothes your entire being. Sounds nice, right? Well, that's exactly what the temples of Thailand did for centuries. They understood that sleep was not just about physical rest, it was also a time for spiritual rejuvenation. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. I'm also curious where you're tuning in from and what time it is where you are. Feel free to drop it in the comments below. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. In the sacred space of the Thai temple, sleep wasn't just about the physical act of resting, it was about preparing the body and mind to receive tranquility and spiritual guidance. The monks and those who sought refuge in the temple knew that scent had a profound effect on the body, and so they used carefully crafted oils made from local herbs and flowers. These oils were believed to purify the air, calm the mind, and promote restful sleep. The practice was rooted in the ancient Buddhist belief that the body and mind were deeply interconnected, and rest was an essential part of spiritual healing and enlightenment. Historians still argue whether the use of aromatic oils in Thai temples was primarily a practical way to improve sleep or if it had deeper, more spiritual roots tied to the Buddhist philosophy of cleansing both body and soul. Some believe it was a mixture of both. The oils were not only a calming presence but a way to enhance the meditative, restorative process that sleep represented. Either way, it's clear that scent was seen as a powerful ally in achieving a state of restful serenity, allowing individuals to connect with their inner peace before they drifted into sleep. As we dive deeper into the use of scented oils in Thai temples, we begin to understand how integral scent was to not just the practice of sleep, but the very essence of life within the temple. The role of scent in the temple was deeply symbolic, connecting the physical world to the spiritual realm. The oils were used to create an environment of purity, calming the mind, and enhancing the meditative atmosphere essential for both prayer and sleep. The monks believed that by introducing calming aromas into the space, they could guide their minds to a state of tranquility, preparing both body and spirit for rest, reflection, and spiritual growth. The oils themselves were derived from local herbs and flowers found in the lush landscapes of Thailand, which gave them a sense of place and a deep connection to the earth. Popular ingredients included jasmine, sandalwood, and lotus. Each of these had specific meanings and uses. Jasmine, for example, was often seen as a symbol of purity and love, and its scent was believed to clear the mind of distractions, making it perfect for preparing for restful sleep. Sandalwood, with its grounding properties, was often used in meditation practices to deepen concentration and invite peaceful thoughts. These carefully chosen oils were more than just a fragrant indulgence, they were an essential part of the monk's spiritual routine, bridging the gap between the material world and the sacred. Interestingly, the use of oils wasn't limited to sleep alone. In fact, they were part of a much larger ritualistic practice in the temples. Before bed, the oils were often burned or diffused in the air, creating a space conducive to meditation, reflection, and prayer. The process of applying or using oils was itself an act of mindfulness, allowing individuals to slow down, center their thoughts, and engage in spiritual preparation for sleep. This meditative practice of applying the oils became a calming ritual in itself, signaling the body that it was time to wind down for the night. In a way, the oil ritual wasn't just about relaxation, it was about spiritual readiness for rest. Historians still argue whether the role of scented oils was truly a form of spiritual purification or if it was simply a practical method to ensure a more comfortable sleep. Some believe that the oils acted as a kind of spiritual cleansing before sleep, removing mental clutter and promoting clarity for dream interpretation. Others claim that the oils were simply used for their pleasant aromas and relaxing effects, without any deeper spiritual significance. Either way, it's clear that these rituals were deeply woven into the temple culture, reflecting the Buddhist understanding of sleep as not just a time for physical rest, but as a time for spiritual renewal and connection. The significance of these oils wasn't lost on those who sought rest within the temples. For them, sleep was sacred, a time not only to rest the body but to recharge spiritually. The scents in the air, the serene surroundings, and the structured rituals were all designed to promote a peaceful state of mind, one that allowed for deep, uninterrupted sleep. The monks knew that a restful mind led to a restful body, and a restful body was better equipped to carry out spiritual work during the day. Beyond their calming effects, scented oils were integral to creating an atmosphere of serenity and focus in the temple, enhancing not only sleep but the practice of meditation and prayer. Meditation was an essential part of the monks' daily routines, and the right environment could significantly impact their ability to concentrate and connect with the spiritual realm. The carefully chosen oils, diffused in the air, were believed to help clear the mind of distractions, allowing the monks to enter deeper states of reflection. The process of meditation often preceded sleep, and the presence of these calming aromas was seen as a way to ease the transition from active thought into peaceful rest. The oils weren't just about scent, they were about cultivating an environment that nurtured spiritual well-being. The act of burning or applying them was part of a larger ritual, one designed to purify the air and create a space of sanctity. For the monks, the fragrance of the oils was more than just a pleasant sensation, it was thought to help cleanse the body and mind, clearing away impurities and allowing them to prepare for both their nightly rest and their spiritual practice. As they settled into their resting space, often on a simple mat or cushion, the monks would engage in mindfulness exercises, focusing on their breathing, their intentions, and the scents around them. The oils were typically applied to key pressure points on the body, or sometimes to the fabric of their robes, so that the calming fragrance would surround them as they slept. The ritual of applying the oils was both grounding and spiritually uplifting, creating a sense of peace before drifting off to sleep. Interestingly, the monks weren't the only ones who benefited from the soothing presence of these oils. Visitors to the temple, seeking refuge or rest, would also be guided through this ritual. For many, a night in the temple wasn't just about physical rest but spiritual restoration as well. The oils, along with the peaceful environment of the temple, offered a kind of respite from the chaos of everyday life. People would often sleep in the temple with the belief that the space itself had healing powers, allowing them to wake up refreshed not just in body, but in spirit. Historians still argue whether the use of these oils was primarily a reflection of Buddhist healing practices or if it was simply an extension of the temple's broader purpose of creating a sacred space for all who entered. Some suggest that the oils were an intentional part of the Buddhist practice of cultivating mindfulness, while others believe that their role in ensuring peaceful sleep was more about practical health and wellness. Either way, the connection between scent and sleep was deeply ingrained in the temple culture, showing just how interconnected rest and spiritual practice were viewed in the context of Thai Buddhism. Beyond just the immediate benefits of restful sleep, the oils also had an effect on the dreams themselves. The calming scents were believed to help foster peaceful, spiritually enriching dreams. It wasn't uncommon for monks to interpret their dreams as reflections of their spiritual state or messages from the divine, and the use of oils before sleep was thought to enhance this dream state. For many, these dreams were seen as part of their ongoing spiritual journey, providing insights and guidance for their daily practice. The use of scented oils in Thai temples was deeply intertwined with Buddhist principles, particularly the belief in the sanctity of the mind and body as one unit. For the monks and visitors alike, sleep was seen as a form of spiritual renewal, an opportunity to reset the mind, let go of worldly distractions, and open oneself to deeper insights. The oils, with their calming properties, were thought to aid in this process, helping to align the body and mind for peaceful sleep and vivid dreams. The peaceful atmosphere created by the oils was a reflection of the Buddhist teachings on inner calm and meditation, which the monks sought to cultivate both during waking hours and as they slept. One interesting aspect of this practice is the significance of certain scents in Buddhist teachings. Scented oils made from flowers such as lotus and jasmine were particularly prized, as these flowers had deep symbolic meaning within Buddhism. The lotus, often associated with enlightenment, was believed to help cultivate spiritual clarity and purity. The fragrance of lotus, when infused in oils, was thought to help purify the mind before sleep, facilitating deeper meditation and connection with higher spiritual realms. Similarly, jasmine's sweet fragrance was seen as an aid in clearing mental clutter, allowing the sleeper to enter a state of peaceful mindfulness. Historians still debate whether the use of lotus and jasmine oils in temples was purely for their physical calming effects or if their deep spiritual symbolism played a larger role in the monks' bedtime rituals. Some believe that the oils' calming effects were simply a way to improve physical rest, while others argue that these oils were used as spiritual tools, drawing the sleeper closer to enlightenment even as they rested. Regardless, it's clear that these oils weren't simply used for their pleasant aromas. They were a vital part of a larger ritual that connected the physical act of sleep to spiritual rejuvenation. The oils were also linked to the concept of mindfulness, which is central to Buddhist practice. Before sleep, monks would often engage in short meditation or breathing exercises, which were enhanced by the soothing presence of the oils. The ritual of applying the oils, combined with their calming scents, was a way to prepare the body for a peaceful rest, while also setting an intention for the coming sleep. This practice reflected a larger belief that every action, whether waking or sleeping, could be imbued with spiritual significance, as long as it was approached with mindfulness and intention. What's fascinating about this practice is how it combines the spiritual and the physical in a seamless way. The use of the oils didn't simply prepare the body for sleep, it also set the stage for the spiritual work that continued even while resting. In many ways, the oils were seen as tools for both physical relaxation and spiritual awakening. Whether used in the temple or at home, the oils helped to transform the act of sleeping into a sacred experience, one that was connected to the larger journey of personal enlightenment. The practice of using scented oils in Thai temples wasn't just about preparing for sleep, it was about aligning the body, mind, and spirit for a harmonious state of being. In the tranquil environment of the temple, sleep was not an escape from the day's activities but an essential part of a greater spiritual journey. The monks believed that rest, especially when paired with the use of these calming oils, could enhance not only physical relaxation but also mental clarity and spiritual growth. For the monks, sleep was an opportunity to nurture the mind and spirit, allowing them to refresh and purify themselves for the day ahead. The oils, which were applied before bedtime, were seen as a way to clear away mental impurities and physical fatigue, making space for the deeper, more introspective work that took place during meditation and prayer. Just as the oils filled the air with a peaceful, calming fragrance, they were believed to fill the mind with peaceful thoughts, preparing the monks for deeper sleep and, potentially, for spiritual insights that could come in dreams. Interestingly, the oils were used not just for sleep but also in conjunction with daily rituals and meditation practices. These practices, grounded in Buddhist teachings, were about reaching a state of mindfulness in all aspects of life, including sleep. By using the oils, monks were able to transition into sleep with a calm, open mind, allowing their spiritual practices to continue even while resting. This approach to sleep highlights the Buddhist belief that every action can be part of the spiritual path, whether awake or asleep. Historians still argue whether the oils were primarily used as a form of aromatherapy, just a tool to promote restful sleep, or whether they held deeper spiritual significance. Some suggest that the oils were a physical tool for calming the body, while others argue that they were part of a larger, more symbolic ritual of purification and mental preparation. Either way, it's clear that the use of these oils in the temple setting was more than just a method for inducing sleep, it was a way of connecting with the divine, of preparing oneself for a deeper level of awareness and reflection. As the oils diffused into the temple air, they were believed to create a sacred atmosphere, a space where the boundary between the material and spiritual world was blurred. For the monks, this environment was conducive to the deeper work of meditation and introspection, allowing them to reflect on their spiritual path, connect with their higher self, and potentially receive guidance or visions during their sleep. The oils, in this sense, were seen as a catalyst for the spiritual work that continued throughout the night. This practice of using oils to aid in both sleep and spiritual growth was deeply ingrained in the temple lifestyle. For the monks, sleep wasn't an isolated experience, it was part of a holistic approach to living, a way to restore both the body and the mind, preparing them for the next day's spiritual work. In a way, the oils and their calming properties helped to close the loop of daily practice, ensuring that the mind remained in a peaceful, open state, ready to receive whatever came next in their spiritual journey. The use of scented oils in Thai temples was also deeply connected to the broader cultural and spiritual context in which they were used. Buddhism, with its emphasis on mindfulness, inner peace, and spiritual clarity, viewed sleep not as a mere physical necessity but as a form of spiritual practice in itself. The oils, which were often infused with nature's purest elements, were considered tools to elevate the body's rest to a sacred ritual. The idea was that, through scent, the mind could be calmed, the spirit could be renewed, and the body could rest in harmony with the universe. A key component of this practice was the idea of purification, not just of the body, but of the mind. The oils used in Thai temples were seen as a way to purify the air, cleanse the atmosphere, and create a peaceful, serene space conducive to both meditation and rest. The fragrances, often derived from sacred flowers like jasmine and lotus, were believed to carry spiritual energy, clearing away negative thoughts, distractions, and physical tension. The very act of breathing in these oils was thought to be a way of aligning the body with nature's healing properties, thus preparing for both a peaceful night's sleep and a spiritual awakening. The use of these oils was a form of self-care, but one that was deeply spiritual. It wasn't just about relaxing, it was about creating the right environment for deeper meditation and reflection. Before going to bed, monks would typically engage in breathing exercises and short meditations, using the calming properties of the oils to help quiet the mind and prepare for rest. The oils weren't just applied as a finishing touch to the evening, they were a core part of the preparation process, helping to create the ideal mental and physical space for sleep. A quirky, lesser-known tidbit about these oils is that they were not only applied in the temples but also used in home practices. Devout followers of Buddhism would often bring small bottles of the oils home with them, using them in their own evening rituals. Just as the monks created a tranquil, meditative space in the temple, these oils helped individuals outside the temple create a sacred environment in their own homes. They were a means of bringing the peaceful, serene atmosphere of the temple into daily life, ensuring that spirituality and mindfulness were not confined to a particular space but were integrated into every aspect of one's existence. Historians still debate the extent to which these oils were considered essential to spiritual practice or if they were more of a supplementary luxury. Some argue that the oils were an essential part of temple life, deeply intertwined with Buddhist teachings and practices, while others believe that their use was simply a pleasant enhancement to the temple's serene environment. What is clear, however, is that these oils played a vital role in the creation of a tranquil atmosphere, facilitating both physical relaxation and spiritual mindfulness. The connection between the oils and meditation is also worth noting. For the monks, meditation wasn't simply a way to clear the mind or relax, it was a way to open oneself to divine insight and to align with the universe. The oils helped with this process by creating a space that was both physically and mentally conducive to deep meditation. The fragrance would fill the air, signaling to the monk that it was time to let go of the day's thoughts and step into a more peaceful, reflective state. As we delve deeper into the role of scented oils, it's important to understand how the use of these oils also reflected the Buddhist understanding of sleep and dreams. In many ways, sleep was seen not just as a break from the waking world, but as a continuation of one's spiritual journey. Dreams, in particular, were considered an important space for spiritual work, where insights could be gained and messages from the divine could be received. The belief was that by using oils with calming, purifying properties, one could influence the quality of dreams and create a restful environment that would lead to spiritual clarity. The oils used in the temples were believed to have a direct effect on the dream state. For example, jasmine, with its sweet and calming scent, was thought to encourage peaceful dreams, dreams that would bring clarity, wisdom, and understanding. Lotus oil, on the other hand, with its deep connection to spiritual enlightenment, was thought to open the mind to deeper visions, potentially offering guidance or revelations during sleep. The idea was that the scent not only created a peaceful atmosphere for sleep but also created a mental space conducive to receiving spiritual insight in the dream world. Interestingly, some monks even practiced lucid dreaming, or the art of becoming consciously aware of their dreams. They believed that, through their meditation practices, they could train their minds to enter a dream state while still maintaining awareness. This ability to control dreams was seen as a sign of advanced spiritual practice. Scented oils, in this context, were thought to assist in this process, allowing the monk to transition smoothly into a meditative dream state, where they could access deeper spiritual knowledge. Historians still argue whether the connection between scent and dreams was purely a spiritual belief or if there was a practical, psychological element involved. Some suggest that the oils were purely symbolic, designed to create a calming environment conducive to rest and meditation. Others believe that the psychological effects of scent, how certain smells can trigger emotions and memories, might have played a role in promoting peaceful, positive dreams. Whether viewed as a spiritual tool or a psychological aid, it's clear that the use of scented oils was considered integral to ensuring not just a good night's sleep but a spiritually enriching one. While the monks relied on the oils to influence their dreams, lay people who visited the temples often brought the same belief in the oils' power into their own homes. In fact, the practice of using these oils to encourage restful sleep and spiritually insightful dreams became widespread in Thai culture, particularly among those seeking to maintain a connection to the temple's serene atmosphere even when not physically present. The oils were used in personal rituals, applied before sleep, and in some cases, diffused throughout the house to create an environment of peace and tranquility. This broader cultural adoption of scented oils reflects a key aspect of Buddhist practice, the belief that spiritual work isn't confined to the temple, but is something that should permeate all aspects of daily life. Whether in the temple, at home, or in the community, the use of these oils helped to remind people of their spiritual connection to the world around them. The oils were not just about achieving physical rest, they were about maintaining mindfulness and spiritual awareness in every aspect of life, including during sleep. As we continue exploring the use of scented oils in Thai temples, it's important to understand how these oils were tied not only to sleep and meditation but also to the deeper Buddhist practices of purification and balance. The practice of using aromatic oils was closely linked to the Buddhist concept of sila, which is the moral foundation of Buddhist practice, often associated with ethical conduct and mental discipline. The use of oils was thought to purify the air, the environment, and by extension, the mind of those who used them. Just as a clean body prepares one for meditation, a clean and serene environment was seen as essential to achieving true inner peace and balance before sleep. When the oils were applied before bedtime, the act was not just one of relaxation, it was a ritual aimed at aligning oneself with the Buddhist principles of purity and clarity. Much like the practice of cleansing the body before meditation or prayer, the oils were considered a tool for cleansing the mind and spirit before rest. The idea was that sleep was not an escape from the stresses of life but an extension of one's spiritual journey, a time for the body to rest and the mind to remain in a state of heightened awareness. By purifying the environment with the oils, the monks believed they could enter a state of spiritual restfulness that would carry over into their dreams. One particularly intriguing aspect of this practice was the use of lotus-scented oils, which were considered especially powerful. The lotus, with its deep connection to spiritual enlightenment in Buddhist symbolism, was believed to enhance the dream state, helping the sleeper access deeper levels of consciousness and spiritual insight. Lotus-scented oils were often used by monks who wished to enter a deeper meditative state, as the scent was thought to encourage clarity and wisdom during sleep. It's said that some monks would even apply the oils in such a way that they would linger on their hands or their robes throughout the night, filling the air around them with a gentle fragrance meant to guide them into peaceful, insightful dreams. Historians still debate whether the use of lotus oil had its origins in purely spiritual symbolism or if it had practical, psychological effects as well. Some believe that the use of lotus oil was purely symbolic, its calming effects were associated with the flower's connection to enlightenment, making it an ideal tool for meditation and spiritual clarity. Others suggest that the fragrance itself had a measurable effect on the mind, calming the senses and improving mental clarity, thus fostering a better sleep environment. Regardless, the presence of the lotus scent was understood to have an impact on the mind, promoting peaceful rest and spiritual insight. Interestingly, these oils weren't just used by monks in the temples. The broader Thai population also began incorporating the use of oils into their own bedtime rituals, whether in temples or at home. For lay people, the oils were often seen as a means of maintaining a peaceful, serene environment that could foster better rest and emotional balance. Families would often burn or apply scented oils before sleep, particularly if they were hoping to promote harmony and good fortune. In this way, the tradition of using scented oils extended beyond the temple and became a part of everyday life. The use of scented oils, especially in the context of sleep, became deeply ingrained in Thai culture as a way of merging the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of life. Just as sleep was a necessary physical function, it was also a time for mental rest and spiritual rejuvenation. The use of oils was seen as an integral part of ensuring that sleep was not just a break from the world but a way to cultivate inner peace and clarity for the challenges ahead. As we move forward in exploring the relationship between scented oils and sleep in Thai temples, it's intriguing to consider the influence of nature on the oils themselves. In Thai Buddhism, nature holds a sacred place, and the oils used in the temples were deeply rooted in the natural world. The fragrances from plants, flowers, and herbs were not just used for their pleasant aromas but were believed to carry spiritual energy, deeply connected to the earth and the elements. These natural ingredients, carefully chosen for their calming and purifying qualities, played a key role in shaping the atmosphere of the temples, providing a sensory experience that wasn't just about physical relaxation but also about connecting with the divine. Flowers like jasmine, lotus, and frangipani were often used in the creation of these oils. The lotus, in particular, holds a special place in Thai and Buddhist culture, symbolizing purity, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. Its sweet, delicate scent was thought to help clear the mind and open the soul to higher spiritual awareness. Jasmine, known for its soothing and uplifting properties, was frequently used in the temples to encourage peace, restfulness, and emotional balance. The idea was that these flowers, rooted in nature, could help bridge the gap between the physical world and the spiritual realm, assisting practitioners in their journey to inner peace, even as they slept. Interestingly, the oils weren't just prepared and used by the monks. The temples also served as a space for the community, where visitors could partake in the same spiritual practices. Visitors to the temple, seeking solace or healing, would often be given the same oils to use during their rest, reinforcing the belief that the oils could provide not only physical relief but spiritual nourishment. The oils, infused with the natural essence of sacred plants, were seen as a way to connect with the divine presence that permeated the temple and the surrounding environment. In this sense, the oils weren't just a part of the monk's daily ritual, they were a shared experience, a form of communion with nature and the divine that transcended individual practice. Historians still debate whether the use of nature-based oils was purely practical, meant to induce relaxation and sleep, or whether it had deeper spiritual meanings connected to Buddhist teachings. Some argue that the oils were simply a way to create an environment conducive to rest, while others believe that they were part of a larger, metaphysical system that helped maintain a connection with the natural world and spiritual energy. In any case, it's clear that the oils were seen as more than just a simple remedy, they were a sacred part of the temple's atmosphere, a vital part of spiritual life. The connection between nature and the oils used for sleep reveals a broader understanding of the mind-body-spirit connection in Buddhist practice. By using oils made from flowers and herbs that were revered for their purity and spiritual significance, the monks were not just preparing for sleep, they were preparing for an experience that integrated the healing properties of nature with their inner spiritual practice. This was a holistic approach to wellness, where the environment, the body, and the mind were aligned for a restful, rejuvenating experience that went far beyond mere physical rest. This connection to nature and the divine is still felt in modern Thai culture today. Even though the use of oils in temples may have evolved over time, the practice of using nature's offerings to create a peaceful, spiritually aligned environment remains deeply ingrained in daily life. Whether in the temples or at home, the tradition of using scented oils to promote sleep and spiritual clarity continues to shape how the Thai people engage with both the material world and the spiritual realm. As we continue to explore the role of scented oils in the Thai temple rituals, it's fascinating to consider the influence of these oils on the broader concept of relaxation and stress relief in Buddhist practice. We often think of meditation as a mental exercise, but in the Thai temples, it was much more holistic. Meditation was viewed not only as a spiritual practice but as a method to achieve overall balance in life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The use of scented oils was deeply intertwined with this process, serving as a tool to reduce stress and promote mental clarity. In the temple, where monks would spend hours in meditation, the oils played an essential role in helping to create a peaceful, serene environment that allowed them to maintain focus and calm their minds. The soothing properties of jasmine and sandalwood, for example, were known to help reduce mental clutter, allowing monks to stay grounded during their long hours of meditation. The fragrance of these oils filled the temple air, creating an atmosphere of tranquility that could melt away distractions and help monks focus on their spiritual practice. The oils' calming effects weren't limited to meditation either. They were also used as part of the monks' pre-sleep rituals, ensuring that the transition from active mental work to restful sleep was seamless. Sleep wasn't simply seen as a break from the day, it was an integral part of the monk's spiritual journey. The use of oils helped to prepare both the body and the mind, allowing the monk to enter a state of deep, restorative rest. The restful sleep that followed was seen as necessary for replenishing the body, maintaining mental clarity, and preparing for another day of spiritual work. Interestingly, the use of oils in the temple didn't just have physical benefits. Many monks and laypeople believed that these oils had an effect on the spirit as well. They were seen as purifiers, helping to clear not just the body and mind but also any negative energy or emotional stress that might have accumulated during the day. The belief was that, by using the oils, one could cleanse their aura and create a sense of spiritual balance that lasted throughout the night and into the next day. This idea of spiritual purification was deeply connected to the Buddhist teachings of mindfulness and the importance of maintaining a pure, calm mind. Historians still debate whether the use of scented oils in temples was a purely physical practice to promote sleep or if it was also a deeply spiritual tool for purification and mental healing. Some argue that the oil's calming effects were purely psychological, helping the mind relax and prepare for sleep. Others believe that the oils were part of a more mystical tradition, where scent and nature were seen as mediums for spiritual healing. Regardless of which interpretation you lean towards, it's clear that these oils were integral to the well-being of the monks and the peaceful environment they cultivated in the temple. For lay people, too, the use of oils was believed to offer not just physical rest, but spiritual clarity and guidance. Whether applied before sleep or used in daily rituals, these oils were thought to purify the mind and bring peace to the soul. The oils were seen as more than just scents, they were a connection to nature, to the divine, and to a more peaceful way of living. Through their use, individuals could maintain a sense of balance and harmony, keeping their mental and spiritual health in check while navigating the challenges of daily life. Now that we've covered the spiritual, physical, and mental benefits of scented oils in Thai temples, it's worth considering how the use of these oils extended beyond just sleep and meditation. The oils, with their purifying and calming properties, were an integral part of daily life in the temple, deeply embedded in various aspects of Buddhist practice. The ritualistic application of oils wasn't just for individual rest, it was part of a larger system designed to keep the entire temple environment serene and spiritually aligned. The monks would often use scented oils during their prayers and rituals, ensuring that the very air they breathed was filled with sacred, calming fragrances. During group meditation or collective rituals, the oils were diffused into the air, creating an atmosphere that was both tranquil and spiritually potent. The scent was seen as a vehicle for clearing the mind and deepening the connection with the divine. The presence of the oils in the temple was a constant reminder of the sacredness of the space, enhancing the spiritual atmosphere and reinforcing the importance of mindfulness. Interestingly, the use of oils wasn't limited to the temples themselves. Many lay people, especially those with a deep devotion to Buddhism, would adopt similar practices in their homes. The oils were used not just for sleep but for creating an overall peaceful environment. By burning these oils or applying them to certain body points, individuals could ensure that their homes were imbued with the same calming, purifying atmosphere found in the temple. The oils allowed them to replicate the peace and clarity they experienced in the temple, bringing the spiritual practice of mindfulness and meditation into their everyday lives. Historians still debate whether the widespread use of scented oils in homes and temples was strictly a Buddhist practice or whether it was a broader cultural phenomenon. Some argue that the use of oils was an essential part of Buddhist purification rituals, deeply tied to the philosophy of mindfulness and the belief in the connection between mind, body, and spirit. Others believe that the practice of using oils transcended religious boundaries and was a common tradition throughout Thai society, serving as a universal tool for relaxation, well-being, and purification. Regardless of the exact origins, it's clear that the oils became an integral part of the daily lives of many in Thailand. Whether used in temples, homes, or during personal rituals, the oils played a vital role in creating an environment of spiritual peace and physical relaxation. The connection between scent and mindfulness continued to shape not only the practice of Buddhism but also the everyday practices of the people who adhered to it. The oils were more than just an accessory, they were a tool for aligning the body and spirit, helping individuals maintain their mental and physical well-being in an increasingly hectic world. The cultural impact of these oils wasn't confined to just the physical and spiritual benefits. In many ways, the oils represented the interconnectedness of nature and the divine. By using flowers and herbs from the natural world, the oils served as a bridge between the earthly realm and the spiritual one. The practice of using natural elements to promote peace and clarity reinforced the Buddhist belief in the sanctity of nature and the interconnectedness of all living things. As we continue to explore the role of scented oils in Thai temples, it's important to reflect on the cultural and spiritual context that gave rise to these practices. The use of scented oils wasn't just about relaxation, it was about creating an atmosphere that aligned with Buddhist principles of mindfulness, balance, and peace. These oils weren't simply used for their pleasant scents, they were symbolic of the deeper connection between the physical and spiritual realms. In Buddhist thought, the body and mind are not separate, they are intricately linked. The oils, with their calming properties, were seen as a bridge between these two realms, helping to purify the body and mind in preparation for sleep and meditation. In a Buddhist temple, sleep was never just a form of rest, it was an integral part of spiritual practice. Monks believed that during sleep, their minds continued to process and reflect on the teachings of the Buddha. By using scented oils, they believed they could encourage peaceful, uninterrupted sleep, which would allow them to awaken the next day with a clear mind, ready to continue their spiritual work. The oils helped create an environment where both physical relaxation and spiritual clarity could coexist, ensuring that monks would not only rest their bodies but also prepare their minds for the challenges of the coming day. The use of oils before sleep also reflected the Buddhist understanding of impermanence. In the practice of mindfulness, the idea is to be fully present in the moment, accepting the fleeting nature of everything, including sleep. By applying oils to prepare for rest, the monks were not just creating a peaceful atmosphere, they were acknowledging the transient nature of their lives and the importance of spiritual balance at every moment. This understanding of impermanence shaped their approach to sleep, making it a conscious practice rather than a passive experience. Interestingly, the use of oils to prepare for sleep was also a way of honoring the body as a sacred vessel. Buddhist teachings emphasize that the body should be treated with respect, as it is the temple of the soul. The application of scented oils, then, was not just about achieving sleep, it was about honoring the body and mind, ensuring they were in harmony and ready for spiritual work. This ritual demonstrated a deep respect for the body as a vehicle for spiritual awakening, not just as something that required physical rest. Historians still debate whether the practice of using oils was strictly a Buddhist custom or whether it was influenced by local traditions. Some suggest that the oils were an extension of Buddhist purification rituals, intended to help monks remain centered and mindful. Others believe that the use of oils was part of a broader cultural practice in Thailand, where natural elements were revered for their healing properties. Either way, it's clear that the oils were an essential part of the temple experience, contributing to both physical well-being and spiritual harmony. For lay people, the use of these oils extended beyond the temples. Many people in Thailand adopted the practice of using scented oils in their homes, especially for bedtime rituals. This practice wasn't just for the wealthy or the monks, it was embraced by people of all social classes, creating a common thread of spiritual practice throughout the culture. The oils were used in homes to create peaceful atmospheres, promote good sleep, and maintain a sense of mindfulness and spiritual balance in everyday life. As the use of scented oils continued to spread across Thai culture, their influence reached beyond the temple and into the daily lives of ordinary people. The practice of incorporating oils into bedtime rituals became a staple of Thai culture, transcending the confines of the monastery and becoming a cherished tradition in many households. This was not just about rest, it was about creating a sacred space for reflection, mindfulness, and connection to the divine, even in the privacy of one's home. The oils helped maintain a spiritual practice that could be carried through the entire day, ensuring that peace and mindfulness were not confined to the hours of meditation but permeated all aspects of life. For many people, the ritual of applying scented oils before sleep was deeply symbolic. It wasn't just about creating a pleasant atmosphere, it was a way to signal to the body and mind that the day was coming to an end, and that a time of rest, reflection, and spiritual renewal was beginning. The use of oils became a personal ritual, an opportunity to slow down and transition from the hustle of daily life into a peaceful, meditative state. In this way, the oils functioned as both a physical and spiritual cleanser, helping individuals prepare for a peaceful sleep while also purging any mental or emotional clutter from the day. The oils also became associated with personal well-being, promoting not just sleep but an overall sense of balance and health. They were often applied in the same way as other traditional remedies, taking a holistic approach to well-being that viewed the body and mind as interconnected. For example, some oils were also used for general relaxation, to ease stress, or to treat headaches and other ailments. The belief that natural scents could improve health was deeply rooted in Thai culture, and the oils were seen as a way to nourish both the body and the spirit. This holistic view of wellness was tied directly to Buddhist teachings, which emphasized balance, mindfulness, and the importance of taking care of one's physical and mental health. Interestingly, the use of oils for sleep in Thai culture began to spread across other parts of Southeast Asia, especially as Buddhist teachings and practices influenced neighboring countries. The practice of using scented oils before sleep was not exclusive to Thailand but found its way into other Buddhist communities across the region, further cementing the importance of scent in the practice of mindfulness and meditation. In some countries, the oils were even used in temples outside of Thailand, adapted for local spiritual practices. Historians still debate the broader influence of scented oils across Southeast Asia. Some argue that the use of oils in Thailand was a unique practice, deeply intertwined with Thai Buddhism and local traditions. Others believe that the spread of the practice across the region was a result of the shared cultural and religious ties between Buddhist nations. Either way, it's clear that the practice of using oils for sleep and spiritual wellness transcended national borders, creating a rich tradition that blended local practices with the universal teachings of Buddhism. While the practice of using scented oils for sleep may not be as widespread today, the legacy of these rituals remains. The use of scent to promote rest and relaxation has been embraced in modern wellness practices, from aromatherapy to essential oils, showing that the desire for peace and restful sleep continues to be universal. Whether in the quiet temples of Thailand or in the comfort of our own homes, the use of scent as a tool for spiritual and physical well-being remains an enduring tradition that connects us to a deeper sense of inner calm and balance. As we near the end of our exploration into the use of scented oils in Thai temples, it's interesting to consider the broader spiritual implications of such practices. The use of oils wasn't just about enhancing sleep or creating a calming atmosphere, it was deeply connected to the concept of mindfulness and the Buddhist belief in the interconnectedness of all things. In Buddhist practice, every action, no matter how small, was seen as an opportunity to engage in mindfulness. The act of applying scented oils, then, was not just about rest, it was a meditative practice in itself. The oils helped monks and lay people alike engage fully with the present moment, allowing them to cultivate a sense of peace and awareness that extended beyond the physical realm. The process of applying oils before sleep was a deliberate act of mindfulness, where the individual took time to focus on the present moment, releasing the stresses of the day and grounding themselves in a state of calm. This mindfulness practice was integral to the Buddhist view of sleep, not as a passive activity but as a form of spiritual nourishment. By using the oils, individuals were aligning their bodies, minds, and spirits in preparation for rest, allowing them to maintain a sense of balance and clarity even during sleep. The oils facilitated this spiritual process, making sleep a continuation of meditation and spiritual growth. Interestingly, the practice of using oils before sleep can be seen as a metaphor for the Buddhist journey itself. Just as one prepares the body and mind for a restful night's sleep, so too must one prepare the soul for enlightenment. In both cases, the act of preparation is just as important as the end result. The oils helped individuals transition from the demands of the day to a space of spiritual peace, mirroring the transition from the mundane to the spiritual in Buddhist practice. The oils, like the teachings of the Buddha, were tools to guide individuals on their path toward spiritual enlightenment, helping them to achieve peace and clarity in every aspect of their lives. Historians still argue whether the use of oils was strictly tied to the Buddhist concept of mindfulness or if it was simply a way of creating a peaceful, serene environment. Some believe that the oils were an extension of Buddhist teachings on the mind-body connection, while others see them as a more practical solution to the everyday need for rest and relaxation. Regardless, it's clear that the use of oils in the temples had a profound effect on the spiritual and mental well-being of those who used them. The oils weren't just about improving sleep, they were about enhancing one's entire experience of life, from the moment they were applied to the moment they were absorbed into the body. The spiritual aspects of the oils also tied into the larger Buddhist teachings of impermanence and detachment. Just as the oils would eventually dissipate, so too would the thoughts and distractions that often cloud the mind. The act of applying the oils, with its ritualistic focus on the present, encouraged practitioners to let go of attachments and embrace the fluidity of life. In a world where everything is temporary, the oils reminded individuals that rest, like everything else, was fleeting, so it should be appreciated fully while it lasted. As we think about the ongoing impact of this tradition, it's clear that the practice of using oils in temples still influences modern wellness practices. From aromatherapy to essential oils, the belief in the power of scent to heal and soothe remains alive today. While the specific rituals of the Thai temples may no longer be as widely practiced, the use of natural oils for spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being continues to thrive in contemporary cultures around the world. It's a testament to the timeless appeal of using nature's gifts to align the body and mind with the present moment, promoting a sense of peace, relaxation, and mindfulness. As we wrap up our exploration of the calming and spiritual benefits of scented oils in Thai temples, it's important to reflect on the lasting legacy of these practices. The tradition of using aromatic oils as a way to enhance sleep, deepen meditation, and promote spiritual clarity may have originated in Buddhist temples, but it has since found its way into the broader culture, influencing wellness practices around the world. The principles behind using oils, purification, mindfulness, and connection to nature, continue to be relevant today, showing how the wisdom of ancient practices can transcend time and geography. In modern times, the use of scented oils has evolved into a major component of aromatherapy, where essential oils are used to promote relaxation, reduce stress, and even improve sleep. The connection between scent and emotional well-being is now widely recognized, and people across the world turn to essential oils for everything from enhancing focus to improving their sleep quality. While the ritualistic practices of the Thai monks may no longer be commonplace, the principles behind them still resonate with people looking to reconnect with nature, themselves, and their inner peace. The impact of these oils on sleep also serves as a reminder of how our environment can influence the quality of our rest. In the same way that the monks of Thailand relied on the soothing presence of these oils to create a restful environment, we, too, can create spaces that nurture our well-being. Whether it's through the use of scented oils, creating a calm atmosphere with dim lights, or simply setting an intention to relax before sleep, we are continuing a tradition of mindfulness and self-care that has deep roots in cultures all over the world. Interestingly, the practice of using scent as a tool for sleep has also been explored in modern studies. Research into aromatherapy has shown that certain scents, such as lavender, chamomile, and sandalwood, can actually have a scientifically backed effect on the brain, reducing stress and promoting relaxation. This is no different from the beliefs held by the monks centuries ago, who intuitively understood the calming power of scent. The oils were seen as tools to enhance mental clarity and spiritual peace, goals that modern research confirms are achievable through the careful use of scent in our daily lives. Historians continue to study the role of these oils in Buddhist practice, as they provide valuable insights into how the monks viewed the relationship between the mind, body, and spirit. Some scholars suggest that the oils were a tool for aligning the practitioner with nature, creating a physical and spiritual harmony that allowed for deeper meditation and better sleep. Others argue that the oils were part of a more holistic approach to health, where physical relaxation was just as important as mental and spiritual well-being. Either way, it's clear that the use of oils was deeply woven into the Buddhist understanding of the mind-body connection, and it's this very connection that has influenced wellness practices in modern times. Looking back on the history of scented oils in Thai temples, it's evident that this practice was never just about rest, it was about achieving a sense of peace and balance that allowed individuals to live more mindful, intentional lives. The oils were an integral part of a larger spiritual journey, helping people find alignment in both their waking and sleeping states. And as we embrace these ancient traditions today, we continue to reap the benefits of their wisdom, incorporating them into our daily lives as we strive for balance, relaxation, and spiritual clarity. As you drift off to sleep tonight, remember the monks' practice, using simple, natural tools to cultivate peace within. The oils, the rituals, and the mindfulness all serve to remind us that rest, when approached with intention, is not just about recovery, but about spiritual renewal. With every deep breath, allow yourself to connect with that peaceful tradition, embracing the calming, soothing power of nature as you prepare to rest.